Cheers.
This cup's so big, I feel like a little kid
Mm.
holding it.
Damn, that's
Uh,
strong.
hey, welcome to the Creepy and Weird podcast. We have fun episode tonight. We're just going to be talking about video games, certain bosses. Love them, hate them, whichever. But these are our love-hate ones.
Okay, I don't have mine in any particular order either. So,
Yeah, mine aren't a ranked list or anything. This
yeah,
is
same.
just how it happens to go.
So I wanted to say Scissor Man and the original Clock Tower for PS1, which is not the original Clock Tower, but because it was for SNES, but the first one those of us who started with the series on PlayStation had.
Right,
And the reason for that is because most of the time you can't fight them and you have to hide. So, like, you start hearing the music. Like, the music is the cue that he's following you. And then you just start to freak out because you have to hide. I mean, sometimes you can use the fire hydrant and, knock him over the head, but usually you
right.
have to fucking hide in the bathroom. And sometimes in the bathroom stall, he'll take his scissors and fucking murder you through the bathroom stall. And other times he'll come in, look around, and then leave again. So you never really know because it's sort of random and he can show up anywhere. So like the randomization is cool
Right.
and the different
Especially
animations and things.
for I'm sorry. Especially for early games like that where the AI,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like there is AI, non-predictable
Yeah,
AI.
there is.
And
I mean, there's AI
that's
in Pac-Man. It just wasn't very advanced.
right. Not like now,
Yeah,
which I will get to later on in my list.
but yeah. So that was. It's just like the feeling of helplessness is a lot of it in Clock Tower because you can't usually fight him. It's usually like, oh shit, this guy with giant scissors is after me. I'm pretty much helpless. So where can I hide?
I never played those games. I
Hmm.
never got to. I remember watching you play one of them.
Mm. Yeah, I streamed the first one.
I was just waiting. All right, speaking of, you're going to notice this trend with me. We're already setting a pattern. Uh, I'm not good with stealth in video games. I'm terrible with it.
Yeah.
So it's the I have a problem running and hiding, which leads me to one of the first on my list. And once again, it's no particular order, but I have Pigsy from Manhunt. Yeah, Manhunt. You're a prisoner. I think it was PlayStation 2. Yes, it was a PlayStation 2 game, and it was the first game that I had ever played. I don't know if it was the first game that required you have to hide and stuff, and depended on stealth. But yeah, you're taken out of prison and you're put in a snuff film. So you're expected to go around killing people or else have people kill you. And it's all being recorded by, some dude, Starkweather, who you decide you're going to go and kill him. But in order to get to him, you have to get to Pigsy, who is a like 300-pound naked guy with a chainsaw wearing a pig mask who speaks like, Tom Cullen. Um, Mon. Sorry, I had to. Um,
Yeah, I haven't
but
played it,
yeah,
but I watched a video of it in the meantime.
yeah, and so I went in with a bunch of weapons, and like if first by the time you get to Pigsy, you've already figured out that like you have to hide. You have to
Yeah.
hide. You have to make like noise distractions and shit, and go for stealth kills. Uh, and I got okay with it. It wasn't great. It was okay. um Toward the end, but there's this one scene, and or not one scene, but in that level when you're with Pigsy, you like run up this ramp, and there's like a little alcove. I don't know why I'm pointing, like you can actually see what I'm pointing at, really. and there's like some loot there, and if you go straight for the loot, like Pigsy comes running around the side, and he's like, Pigsy angry, ah. And like the first time I was playing that game, that scared the shit out of me so bad that I like dropped the controller and got the shit chainsawed out of me by him.
Yep.
And yeah, and so finally, by the time of dying a lot, I died a lot. That was literally like, yeah, just watch me keep dying until I fucking figure out what I'm doing. And I finally figured out, that you have to go around finding wood shards. And then you have to hide and, cause a distraction and wait for him to turn around. And then you get to stab him in the back of the neck with a wood shard. And then there's also like a shard of glass and stuff, before like leading him over this grate where when he hits the grate, he falls through it. And then you pick up his chainsaw in a cutscene and saw his arms off. All right. And which is another problem that I have too, where I had other weapons, but it was specific.
Yeah, but you gotta use the shards there. Yeah,
it's weapon specific, and but it doesn't really tell you that. So it's like, I just keep dying trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do. Which also brings me to another on my list. We'll get to this, or, weapon specific boss fights.
Yeah, this is kind of off topic, but I was just recording with Whitney for hers on Silent Hill Historical Society.com about Downpour, Silent Hill Downpour. And when there's ladders up there, you have to use the specific hook weapon to pull down a ladder. When you have like a fire axe, which would work exactly the same way to pull down a ladder.
I just don't understand when games do that.
Oh, it pisses me off.
Yeah, same here. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on I mean, I did enjoy Manhunt. I really did. I don't really play a whole lot of, I don't end up playing a lot of the Rockstar games, because I can't drive the cars in GTA.
Yeah, I bought LA Noire, and I haven't played it yet.
I've played that. I've played LA Noire. I also, I loved their, the Warriors. Oh, yeah. The Warriors. I was one of my favorites, and I still have that. And then I bought the, remaster edition that they did.
And that was on PSP, wasn't
it? Originally, yes, and then trying to play it turned. One of the chapters that I just had the worst time with playing on the PSP was when you have to run from the AC turnbuckles. Oh my god! And I just kept getting run over, and then trying to play that shit on a PSP, and I have small hands, but like but my hands turned into like deformed little hooks, like this from trying lots of swearing. And yeah, so I guess I just stealthed in a one of my game scenes here, trying to run away from the AC turnbulls, the unexpected boss fight that I wasn't thinking about. Right. Sorry. I'm good.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay, so I was like racking my brain and like going through old PS1 discs, various things today to just, well, what am I going to talk about? Because I didn't really have a list. But one of the ones that I came up with today was Mother Brain from Metroid on SNES, the final boss fight. And the thing is, like, this Mother Brain thing grows this, like, biomech body. Like, it's enormously bigger than you and takes up the whole screen. I mean, it's as tall as a screen almost, right?
Right.
But it has this, like, big biomech body, and, like, you have to shoot these things, and there's all these, like, lasers and bombs coming at you, and, like, these round circle things that are coming at you. And it's almost impossible to avoid them. And you're shooting at the brain thing, and then, like, all this other shit happens, and eventually you defeat the brain thing, right?
Right.
But then you get like a 3-minute timer. It might not be exactly 3 minutes, but something like that. And you have to escape from the whole thing to get on the ship. But like, there's all this shit you gotta do to get, all this platforming shit that you have to do.
Right.
before you can get to the ship, and like it's really stressful. And I was watching somebody play it on YouTube today, somebody's video, and just my anxiety was just through the roof watching this other person play. You know,
Right?
that's how. Because of the 3-minute timer.
And it seems like a lot too, especially for some of those like that was still a side scroller, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh god, I always hated that. Final Fantasy games, you would get like, you know, the 5-layer boss fight, and you're like, just die.
Yeah. And it just goes on forever. And your anxiety just keeps ramping up.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck this game. Fuck this system.
There are a few games that have kind of got me. I don't game rage a whole lot. I'm just like after a while, like I find some like perverse delight in just repeatedly dying.
Yeah.
To the point that like I'll end up, you know, be playing a game and somebody else is in the room with me, and they'll be like, will you stop dying? And I'm like, but it's fine.
Yeah, me and Lawnmower Man recently, you know, I just kept dying. I think my controller is fucked or something.
I am notorious for just performing feats of stupid in Skyrim. Like, yeah. I'm just like, can I die this way? Oh, I can. And yeah, so.
I made a whole video full of dying in Tomb Raider. Just dying in stupid ways.
Which, you know, it's so funny. Like, you know, isn't Dark Souls the one game where like you die in epic ways? And like, yeah, if you fuck up or something, and I've never played that game. I think that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
I should try it.
I don't know.
It's just like all about the dying until you get it right.
Oh no. I'm pretty good at dying. So.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm looking. I don't know if that is it. I think it is though. Yeah, if somebody can comment in the comments, let me know if that is the game I am thinking of. So if I am thinking of the right game. All right, so one of my other ones, and this one it fucking killed me. Like, I felt so stupid, is the Nosferatu boss fight in Resident Evil Code Veronica. So you know, he's like this monster, and we'll show pictures, videos of him, and you know, he's got like all of these arms, and he spits poison, and you're out on this open platform fighting him, and you know, it's Claire. And so I was like, one of the things they kind of clue you in on is that his heart is exposed, and it is his weakness. So, you know, you have to go for his heart. And I'm like, oh, great, awesome. I've got a sniper rifle and a bunch of freaking rounds. So, you know, I'm standing back trying to take pot shots at him and everything, and nothing. I literally ended up, because I got stuck in the auto save part. So it was like even backtracking at that point. I think I lost my manual save.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no. So I end up exhausting every bit of ammo that I had. This was how stupid I was about this. Every bit. And finally I was mad, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go kill him with the combat knife. Yep. And I go, and it triggers it, and boop, dead. And I was like, really? Then after that, I was like, I got to keep trying that. You know, I think that was just luck. Nope, every time. And I was like, so this was another to call back to my, weapon specific fights that I kind of I wanted to call bullshit on. Like, you know, usually when you have a game that wants you to do something specific, now I guess it's my fault for being stupid and standing up there and wasting all my ammo. But, you know, I really thought maybe I could do this the easy way, you know, because that's how you do it in any other Resident Evil game. You just stand back and blast the shit out of something. Apparently not that one, though. And I wasted all my ammo and had to use the combat knife for a lot of the rest of the game until I recovered ammo. So.
Yeah, see, that's one I haven't really played much, but I watched Whitney stream it before, so.
Mm-hmm. Code Veronica?
Yeah.
I love Code Veronica. It's actually one of my favorite ones. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. And I should have known, I should have known, too, that the combat knife was going to be an issue, because right in the beginning, like when you're starting the game, like it forces your hand to use the combat knife to, evade the zombies and stuff. So, I mean, that was just my oversight on the playing stupid,
Right.
having fun with it.
It's actually called like the Atlantean mutant, I think, in Tomb Raider, but it's better known as the legless boss because it's just a torso and it's just his arms, and it's he just drags himself around and he'll pick up Laura and pound her on the ground, or else he'll just use his fist and pound her, things like that. And also, it's on. Okay, there's like four sides are covered, with sort of the shaft, and then you're on a platform within that, and only one side of that platform is stuck to a wall. So the idea is, even if you're jumping around, you have to be really careful not to fall off the ledge into, to lava and to your death. So that's
Right.
like a big part of why it's a scary boss. Also because it's like fucking huge. Like, even though it doesn't have anything below the waist, it's like fucking huge compared to Laura. So, so like the trick of it is just angling yourself so that you're parallel to each of the ledges. Then you just sort of do side flips or, back flips or whatever it takes as you shoot and flipping. And then you go to the other side and you do black flips or, side flips as you're shooting, lather, rinse, repeat, and so on.
Right.
Run away when it does the thing that's gonna, either pick you up or pound you. But it's just, like, the first time it can take you some time. And also there's like this little hole in the wall on one of the walls where there's a ledge, and I don't know, at some point I thought I could jump into there, but you can't, and you will fall to your death if you do that. It takes a while too.
Right. And this was the first Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah, the first game, and I have the remake for PC, but I haven't really played it yet. And I'm just in love with the original on PlayStation 1.
You mean the 2013?
Mm-hmm.
I've actually played the 2013 on the PS3,
Yeah.
and I do have it for PC, and I really do like it. I love it. I do love it.
But yeah, I have actually the original version of Tomb Raider was on Sega Saturn, which is the original version I had.
Okay.
And when you get used to the different controllers, that fucks with you too. So
yeah. Sometimes it's easy to play things, I for some games, I if I can get PC, I tend to steer for PC because it's, pretty, but then I just had a conversation with someone the other night about how there are certain games that are actually just more fun to play on console. Like for me, I'd be like a little more relaxed, like playing it. I like playing Skyrim on my computer. There are things that I can't do, but at the same time too, like I love playing it on my PlayStation 4.
Yeah, so. That's one I never played. I like watch people play, but that's it.
I have way too much fun with it. Mm-hmm. I love Skyrim. Sorry.
Yeah, we were talking about on Wendy's podcast. We were talking about like the differences between like different versions of Silent Hill and how they look like shit on PlayStation versions in comparison to the Xbox versions. But I'm just like, I'm Sony fangirl. I don't know anything else besides PC. And
I have access. I have always had access to a 360 and an Xbox One, and I just nope. I'm always back to my Sony or PC. I tried playing Fallout New Vegas on the Xbox, I want to say 360, and oh my god, no.
Well, one of my friends keeps trying to get me to play Fallout 4, is it?
Fallout 4, yes.
Yeah, she like posts that on every one of my posts.
Like, it is like way future, like Skyrim, same game company and everything, and I mean, I love, I get lost with Skyrim. It's fun, but I can ride dragons. I'm like, yay. It's me just running around talking to myself. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for watching. And if you enjoy videos like this, go ahead and remember to like us on Facebook and also subscribe on YouTube. Or if you want to, you can go to our website. We have all of our information there. And also email us. If you have a topic idea that you'd like to see, go ahead, email us. Or, just email us one of your creepy and weird stories or photos. You have an experience you want to share? Go ahead and share it with us, and then we will read it on the air.